What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Marie Fredriksson, and we're returning to Efter Stormen, 1987, and the next track in the playlist, which I do not think I've reacted to before, which I always have to check because I did that Best of Marie Fredriksson compilation, thank you again to Eric, but the next tune in the playlist is, according to Google Translate, a title that translates to Never Like Strangers. Now, of course, that could be an imperfect translation, or a distortion of the actual phrasing, but taking the translation I got at face value, I feel like is the operative word, meaning it could be like as in have fond feelings for, but it could also be a comparative word. So never like strangers, meaning whatever you are or whatever the subject under discussion, it is not like strangers. Now, I feel like maybe it would be more likely, again, if the translation is accurate, that you might say never like strangers because they're not to be trusted or you don't know the full story behind them and so on. Nevertheless, the track will surely be in Swedish, so I will not have any insight after giving it a first listen, but obviously I can try to get a sense of the emotion, of the vocal delivery, of the sonic atmosphere, and then of course I'll look forward to hearing people's comments below, so let's give it a listen. This is Marie Fredriksson. The track, according to Google Translate, means Never Like Strangers, and it's from her 1987 album Efter Stormen, though I do have to point out, in the track listing, this one is shown as being a 2002 remaster.
Det blev inte mycket sagt den dagen du gick, inga hårda ord. Det blev aldrig någonsin, bara ett kort farväl, en kyss där vi stod. Vi kunde glömt allting just då. Jag kunde sagt älskling, bli kvar. Du kunde frågat mig igen. Men du gick din väg. Jag stängde min dörr. Det är klart jag kommer sakna dig. Men aldrig som främlingar ska vi älska varann. Aldrig som främlingar inför allt som vi tror på. Aldrig som främlingar i de rum där vi möts ibland. Jag vet, du har en vandrares blod och jag en pärla att söka. Du har din väg och din rätt och jag ett hav att besöka. Vi kanske visste redan då, men vem vill förstå? Och jag skulle gjort det om igen, så du får inte tro att jag glömmer. Men aldrig som främlingar ska vi älska varann. Aldrig som främlingar inför allt som vi tror på. Aldrig som främlingar i de rum där vi möts ibland. Vi kanske visste redan då, men vem vill förstå? Och jag skulle gjort det om igen. ska vi älska varann, aldrig som främlingar, inför allt som vi tror på, aldrig som främlingar, i de rum där vi möts ibland.
I feel like you didn't have to fade it out there. I feel like it was going to come to a nice chamber music style ending rather than having to fade out as it was seemingly ending anyway. A minor critique, but yeah, it was a weird editing choice, I suppose. Nevertheless, a very beautiful tune, one that had a sadness to it, but I feel like it's probably more nuanced than just being melancholy, because Marie's vocal delivery, it was tender, it was soft and emotional in parts, but other sections, or even the delivery looking at the whole of the song, there was a strength to it. There was a, maybe not forcefulness, but there was definitely a resolve within her vocal delivery. So again, without knowing the accuracy of the title translation, or even if it is accurate, what the themes and the individual lines might be, it felt like there was an endurance, a self-empowerment, despite what sounded overall maybe like a bit of sadness across the course of the tune. I love the arrangement. Obviously, that acoustic guitar gives us most of the rhythm and the sort of the instrumental backbone of the tune going throughout the entire song, but I especially love, again, sort of a chamber music arrangement. The oboe in particular I thought was beautiful. I think there's some strings in there. By the end, I thought I heard a little bit of flute as well. So I enjoy the emotional pop ballad that comes across with the instrumental, the acoustic guitar, but also the fuller soundscape that these other, let's say, classical music type of instruments provided. I will note that her vocal delivery in the chorus seemed to be doubled or maybe even tripled, like she was harmonizing with herself, so I assume those voices were all Marie, just layered and doing slightly different tenors or registers, so that it's like all the same melody. They're harmonizing, but they're each at a different point in the vocal spectrum. Maybe I'm wrong, it could have been actual backing singers, but my guess is that it was just Marie layered and harmonizing with herself. So yeah, again, I can't read too much into it given my inability to hear and speak Swedish, but yes, it sounded like a tender and emotional tune, but perhaps one with, again, resolve, persistence, endurance, a certain strength, and I enjoy the pop music meets a bit of classical stylings overall. So yeah, a cool tune. I look forward to hearing what people have to say. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace.